Hello and welcome once again to Principia Mathematica. My name is Rod, and today we're going to study how to calculate the fraction of a fraction. So this is going to be a short video. So for instance, let's say that I say to you how much is it 1/2 of 8? How much is it 1/2 of 8? Well, you are going to think, what a stupid question. It is obviously 4, yeah? So you will think, well, obviously it is 4. But how do we get to this result? We get to this result by dividing 8 by 2, yeah? Which gives us 4. But really, what we are doing is we are multiplying 8 times 1/2. And then we need to remind that 8 is divided by 1 and we multiply it by 1/2. And then we have 8 times 1, 8, and 2 times 1 is 2, and then 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, this might be very simple. You might be thinking that it is very simple, and it is simple. But this is the foundation for something else. For instance, how much is it 1/3 of 9? How much is it 1/3 of 9? Well, you would answer straight away, oh, it's 3. How do we get to this result? Well, we take 9 and we divide it by 3. But really what we are doing is we are multiplying 9 times 1/3. We are multiplying 9 times 1/3. In the previous example, we were multiplying 8 times 1/2. So now we imagine that 9 is divided by 1, and then we multiply it by 1/3. And then we would have 9 times 1 is 9, and 3 times 1 is 3, and then 9 divided by 3 is 3. So this is the reasoning behind saying that 1/3 of 9 is 3. Okay, now let's study something a bit more complicated. How much is it 3/5 of 40? How much is it 3/5 of 40? So, what we do is, first of all, well, yeah, it is. We can imagine a set of whatever, a set of boxes, for instance. Each piece represents a box, yeah? So we can have 40 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 38, 39, 40, yeah? 40 boxes, yeah? So if we want to calculate how much is it 3/5 of 40 boxes, yeah, what we have to do is we need to divide these 40 boxes into 5 sets, yeah? So we divide 40 into 5 sets. So how many boxes would be in each set? 40 divided by 5 is 8. So we would have 5 sets of how many boxes? Of 8. and so on, yeah? We would have 5 sets of 8 boxes, yeah? So what we are studying is how do we calculate 3/5 of 40, yeah? So we imagine that we have like 40 boxes, yeah? These might be like pizza boxes, that's why they are flat, yeah? So we want to find out how much is it 3/5 of 40. So what we do is we take 40 and we're going to divide it into 5 equal parts, yeah? And then obviously if we divide 40 boxes into 5 equal sets, each set is going to have 8 boxes. So now that we have each set with 8 boxes, how many sets are we going to take? We're going to take, I'm going to draw it properly. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 6. So we have our 5 sets of 8 boxes. So we have 5 sets, and how many are we going to take? 3. So this represents 3/5 of 40. So we have 3 sets, and how many boxes do we have in each one? 8. So the answer is 3/5 of 8 is equal to, if we have 3 sets of 8 boxes, is 3 times 8, 24. Now, how do we, obviously if you have to calculate any other like fraction of a fraction, you're not going to draw all these boxes. So what do you calculate it like quickly? Well, we just take 40 times 3/5, yeah, and then we mean that 40 is divided by 1 times 3/5, and then 40 times 3 is 120, and 5 times 1 is 5. So 120 divided by 5 is 24. Okay? Another example. How much is it? 2/3 of 12. Well, what we need to do is we need to imagine that we have 12 units. Let's do it like this better. We have 12 units, yeah? We have 12 units, yeah? Okay? So, what do we need to do? We need to separate these 12 into 3 sets, 3 equal sets. Why? Because we have 3 here. So, each set is going to have 4. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Yeah? And then, how many sets do we take? We have 3 sets, because we need to divide it into 3. And how many do we take? 2. So, 2/3 of 12 is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 8. Again, if you have to calculate like how much is it a fraction of a fraction, well, this is a fraction of a fraction because 12 can be represented as 12 divided by 1, which would be a fraction. So, if you have to calculate it quickly, you take 12 times 2/3. So always you take the number or the fraction and you multiply by the other fraction. In the other examples, that's what I have been doing. Multiply the number by a fraction, by the fraction. So this is 12 divided by 1 times 2/3. And then 12 times 2 is 24 divided by 3 times 1, which is 3, and then we would get 8. Okay? So now let's do another example. How much is it? 3/5 of 1/3. So what we are doing is, remember how we represented 1/3, yeah? We had a cake, and in order to represent 1/3, we had to divide it up into 3 slices, and then we have 1/3, yeah? Now we're going to take this 1/3, yeah? We're going to take this 1/3, and we're going to divide it up into 5. One, two, three, four, 5, and then we take 3. And this represents 3/5 of 1/3. Okay? So now, how do we work it out? How do we calculate it with numbers? Well, we just multiply 3/5 times 1/3. And what would this appear? 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Now, 3 is equal to 3 times 1. And 15 is equal to 5 times 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and we would have 1/5. This would be the final result. 1/5. What does it mean that is 1/5? This means that if we take our original cake, we can divide it up into 5 slices, and we take 1, and this would be these same 3 little slices. So as you see, when I started with the first example of dividing like 8 by 2, you might have thought, oh, this was very stupid, but now you can see that it is not that simple. There is always something behind, yeah? And finally, how much is it? 5/6 of 42. So again, we need to imagine like 42 units. For instance, imagine once again, like imagine that we have like a pizza box, yeah? Now we have loads, so I'm going to put them all together. I'm going to put all the pizza boxes together, so we will have 1, 2, 3. This is the pizza box, yeah, seen from above. and so on. So we would have 42 boxes, yeah? So if we want to find out what 5/6 is, what we need to do is we need to divide the 42 boxes into 6 equal sets. And each set is going to have 7 boxes, because 42 divided by 6 is 7. So we would have one set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we divide 42 by 6, which means that we have like 6 equal sets, and each set is going to have 42 divided by 6 is 7, so each one is going to have 7 boxes. And now, how many sets are we going to take? 5. So we take 5. Okay? And then, how many boxes would we have? If we have 7 sets in each, if we have 7 boxes, if we have 7 boxes in each set, and we have 5 sets, we would have 35 boxes. Yeah? But how do we calculate it quickly? Well, we multiply 42 times 5/6. Yeah? Man, we don't multiply 42 times 5. What we do is we leave it like this: 42 times 5 divided by, well, this is 6 times 1, which would be 6. And then we remember that 42 is equal to 7 times 6, and then we would have times 5 here, and then divided by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1, and then we would have 7 times 5, 35. Once again, we multiply the number times the fraction. So it is always the fraction times the fraction. That is in summary, this is the most important idea. If you have to calculate the fraction of a fraction, you just multiply this fraction or this number times the other fraction. You just multiply it. And this is an application of the multiplication of fractions. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.